So remember we were drawing quadrilaterals, and I was connecting my points that I had drawn earlier using my line tool. So I'm going to just continue connecting these points. Notice this time I do not have right angles, but I can still show my base and my height. So this time my base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My height, I don't want to count my diagonal. I want to make a height that's at a right angle to my base. So I know that here my height is actually going to be 2, because that would form a right angle with my base. Now, how do I show that this can be created by two triangles? You can simply connect and show my two triangles flipping across. Pause and draw your own. 5. A parallelogram has a base of 9 units and a corresponding height of 2/3 units. What is its area? Okay, so we're actually going to break this down into 3 different problems. A, B, C. So I know that my area of a parallelogram equals base times height. So here area is going to equal 9 times 2/3. Rather than using a calculator, because this is written already as a fraction, I'm going to simply multiply 9 times 2/3. So if I have 9 over 1 times 2 over 3, I multiply straight across, and that's going to give me 18 over 3, which 18 divided by 3 gives me 6 units squared. So box your answer. Okay, pause. Try the same thing for B and C. Check your answers up here. Area equals base times height. So area is going to be 9. Ooh, no, this one's different. It gives me the area. So I'm going to say 12 equals 9 times height. So this time I need to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. So my height is going to be 12 ninths. But I always want to get this into my simplest form if possible. So I can actually divide both of these by 3 and get 4/3. So I can either leave this as an improper fraction, or I can say that it's 1 1/3 units. And that is my answer. 1 1/3 or 4/3. C. A parallelogram has an area of 7 square units. So area equals base times height. I know my area is 7. If the height that corresponds to the base is 1/4. So this time I know my height, but not my base. So I'm going to write base times 1/4. I have to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I divide this side by 1/4. I divide this side by 1/4. Now here I have something kind of tricky going on. I have 7, which I can write as 7 over 1, divided by 1/4. When I have division of fractions, I know that I need to do keep, change, flip. I'm going to do 7 over 1 times 4 over 1, and that's going to give me 28 over 1, which is the same thing as 28. So my answer is simply 28. 6. Select all segments that could represent corresponding height if the side n is the base. All right, so this time I'm looking at n as my base. So I know that my height has to be at a right angle from my base. So I'm going to have to kind of flip this and look sideways. I'm going to start to cross out lines that are not at a right angle from n. So I see that M is not at a right angle because this angle right here where my cursor is not a right angle. G is at a right angle. H is at a right angle. F is not. E is not. J is not. K is not. So if I'm going to use N as my base, the only options for my height that I have are G, circle, and H. So my answers are G and H. Okay, you're going to complete an exit ticket now.